Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to apply frame drop effect to a live video recording using CameraX in native Android application with Media 3 effect. So let's get started. So I'll show you the output in a second, but I'm using XML layout project, the empty views activity, but you can use Jetpack Compose as well if you feel like. Also, while showing you the output, I'm mirroring my device, so the output might be a little bit laggy. Just bear with me over here. So first you will have create an Android project, then you will have to go to build.gradle.kts, this one of module app, and here you need to add this camera core, camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera video, camera view, Android X media 3 effect as well as media 3 effect. Okay, so the output is ready. I'll quickly show you guys the output in a second. So I'll just give the camera permission as well as the record audio permission, and here you can see I have this start button. And if you see, if I try to, obviously I'm mirroring my device, but if you test it on your own device, if you try to move it here, you will see the frame drop effect, like the output is very choppy. So this is what the frame drop effect is. I can just stop it as well, and the video is saved to your external videos app or the videos folder, and you also get the URI of it. And if you want to see it, you can just go to the files app as well, and here is the video. So I'm mirroring my device, but if you test it on your own, so yeah, this is the output. Now let's see how to do this. So like I said, you have to write all this dependencies first. So I have already written all these dependencies. Now the actual version number needs to be written in the libs.versions.toml file. So that has been written over here. So first you will have to add this camera core dependency, then this camera 2, then this camera lifecycle dependency, then we add this media 3 effect where the dependency version is alpha, then this media 3 effect version dependency as well, which is 1.7.1. If this media 3 effect does become stable at the time of you guys watching the video, make sure you use the stable version. Then I have added few other dependencies like this Android X camera lifecycle, Android X camera 2, Android X camera core, Android X camera view, and as well as Android X camera video. And here I have added this Android X media 3 effect as well as media 3 effect dependency. So make sure you add all of this, and then you will see a sync now button. You just have to click on the sync now button and download all the dependencies for whatever you have. So make sure you add this 3 and this 2, and here you will have to add all this till here, and then you have to add this 2 as well. Then you just have to go to manifest, android manifest.xml. here we just check this uses feature of camera, then we add this camera permission, record audio permission, as well as write external storage permission. Then you just need to go to res layout activity underscore main, and here firstly you will have to use this preview view where we pass the id as viewfinder. The width and height is 0 dp, and we just constrain it to all sides of the screen so that it occupies the entire width and height. And here is our button where I just pass the id, we pass the text as start, and we just constrain it to the bottom of the screen. So we just pass the width and height as wrap content. And then you just have to go to main activity. So there are a lot of imports. So firstly I'll just simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy all these imports which I have. So again I'll simply scroll through this. There are just unused imports as well, which I'll just remove this. Now here we are annotating this with @unstable. So if I just comment this out, okay, here you can see I'm getting this error. Now this creates simple frame drop effect is not coming from the alpha version of this media 3 effect, it is coming from the stable version of this particular library, but still the API is unstable. This is one of the quirks of Android development. So that's why at least at the time of me recording this video I have to add this @unstable API. Then here we add this video capture of recorder. Here is our recording as well. Then here is our executor service. Here is our preview view of viewfinder. Here is our button. Then we just do request multiple permissions by using register for activity result. Then the var permission granted is equal to true. Then we just loop over all of this. If the permission is false, then we just make this as false. If it is false, we just display a toast message, else we call just start camera. Then inside on create we initialize our viewfinder, we initialize our button. If all permissions are granted, we call start camera, else we call request permission. Then on button click, we just call capture video. So here if video capture is not equal to, if it is equal to null, we do an early return, else we just set button dot is enabled equal to false. We initialize this recording to this variable, and if that is not equal to null, we stop it, make the recording equal to null and return back. Else we just do simple date format, and we set like this is basically the name of our file. Then here we do content values, pass the display name, mime type as well as relative path. Then here we do media store output options, passing our external content URI. Then we just do video capture dot output, prepare our recording, and if the audio permission is already granted, then we just do with audio enabled as true. Then we start it. Then when the record event is started, we just change the text of our button as well as is enabled equal to true. Then here we just do video record dot event dot finalize. If it does not have any error, then we just display a toast message, else we just do recording dot close and make recording equal to null. Then we just change the text of our button as well as is enabled equal to true for our button. Then here is our start camera method, where we do process camera provider dot get instance. Then we just do get our camera provider future dot get. Then we do preview view dot builder dot build, set the surface provider to it. Then we just do recorder dot builder, set the quality selector as well. Then here we initialize our video capture, we set the default back camera. Then we initialize our use case group builder, adding our preview use case as well as video capture use case. Then here we define this media 3 effect as well. Then here we just do media 3 effect dot set effects. Then frame drop effect dot create simple frame drop effect, passing this is the expected frame rate and this is the target frame rate, so you can play around with this value. Then here we do use case group builder dot add effect, add our frame drop effect. Then we unbind our camera provider, bind it to the life cycle, and this is a method to request permission. I have another method just to check whether all permissions was granted. Then inside on destroy, we just shut down our camera executor. Then here I have a companion object where we pass the file name format as well as the required permission, where we pass camera as well as required audio, and if it is less than equal to Android P, we have the right external storage permission as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.